سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه ونور عصره محمد وعلى اله اجمعين برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين.
آمين سيدنا. اللهم صل. So we got 3 Hajjis here. So third Hajji, I don't know, you got a chance to tell your story before,
y'all
but you
recent.
still can tell your story today.
Oh, now y'all the recent Hajj.
Just don't overdo it.
That's a
Just
recent
tell something. Just come, but you welcome. I know what's up.
He's gonna mix Detroit in it.
He's not gonna do it.
We got the recent news, so we see what's happening now. And,
Abu is always
Okay.
decent.
gee,
I'll ask you a question.
No.
When you first got there, what happened?
When I first got there, what happened? I don't even know. I really don't. It was
Medina, right?
yeah, we were in Medina, and it was. I was actually mystified because we were coming out of the hotel, going to Salat, and I didn't expect to see 500,000 people in less than the time they called the adhan to the Iqamah. The whole place was filled with people, not just from the front, but all the way around the whole place, around the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam Masjid. The people just, you sitting there, man, and there's nobody there. And when the Iqamah is called, everybody's there. Everything shuts down. And, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. You just the one to do that for me, man. Alhamdulillah. Mashallah.
Hajj Abu Saleem.
Mashallah, mashallah.
Mabruk.
Allahu Akbar.
Mabruk. Allahu Akbar. Mabruk.
Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah.
Subhanallah.
Shukran. Alhamdulillah.
Man, it's a lot. It's an honor, man. Oh, man. Subhanallah. Oh, man. It is an honor. Shukran, Grandpa. Shukran. Jazakallah.
Mabruk.
Allahu Akbar.
Mabruk.
Allahu Akbar.
Mabruk.
Allahu Akbar.
I want to give a little speech, but I don't know what to say.
Now, mashallah. Beaming like some balls of light. Alhamdulillah.
Flow, right? Just let it happen.
So someone mentioned the router.
Oh my God.
Explain to everybody what the router is who might not know.
Do this. You do this thing.
I mean, you know, that's where Rasulullah says it's not buried at. You know, everybody see the picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And first time I went there, I think we went there I went there at Margaret, and that's the worst time to go.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like a rush through,
Okay.
you know. And then it was Zorda one time, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the router, and it was like got there, and right before you get there, that's the wall that they said if you make salat there, the area that you make salat there is like making salat in Jannah. You know, the ladies have been there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like kind of like closed off. They kind of like keep the crowd. It's like crowd control, you know, let you stay in that area for a while. And I remember that area open. I was like moving slow. I'll never forget this African brother took off like Carl Lewis side. This dude took off, man. I was like, you know, Africans just got that spirit, man. And he took off, and I didn't make it in at that time, but I stayed, you know, and so I was able to get in that area, and I just sat, you know, just pretty much did, you know, zikr, and just sat there. Very, I mean, you feel mixed with rakats, of course, and you just feel.
Now, going to the router is like going to the college. It's the same thing. You can't. It's hard to get there.
No.
You have to fight to get to the router. Like brothers from Africa just overwhelmed the place. Women too. Not only the brothers, the women, whoever they just took over really. And was very difficult to get to the router, and the crowd control was. They did very good. The Saudis did very good with their control because they had it fixed so you could at least get there eventually, but you had to stay there like 2 or 3 hours, standing and waiting in line to get a chance to make 2 rak'ah, and then go around to the what's the last place as you go out, the last part, the fourth, for the burial sites, where you, has the Umar, has a Abu Bakr, they all are there. You stop by there.
Oh yeah, because you know Hujjaj Abu Saleem is there, and then Hajj Abu Bakr is next to him, and Hajj Umar. But I got it Zora. I went there. I got to stay. I hung out about 20 minutes. You know, I stayed there, man. And then I said, Abu Saleem, let's go to Hajj. So we went into Hajj, and we got to, you know how the Arabs, they be over there, man. You know, brother, Alaikum, bro. You know how they be there. You know how we are, man. You're not going to move me. You know, so we was right there, and I sent salams to Rasulullah Sallallahu on behalf of the whole community. You know, you can't remember everybody's name, but it was about us. It was definitely about us. And it was, and inshallah, and you felt as though he accepted it. And you know, we had, everybody's there doing selfies there, turning their back, man, Abu Saleem. You know, we had their dad. You know, we've been taught. And, and that was a very, you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave. You know, even when they push you away from the router, you just stay and just find a spot in that area that you're going to sit and you're going to stay and just, send salams on Rasulullah his family, and you really feel his presence too. Medina is something.
Yeah, Hajj is jihad.
Hajj is jihad, Medina is something else.
It's
very much
and it's a
jihad.
breeze there in Medina. I came out of there, man. It was about us, because I went there at Zohar the first time. Man, I can't. So how did you say? You know it, right? It's a breeze there, man. And I was like, where did this come from? I remember the knots and everything about when the breeze comes through Medina. Yeah. I thought about all that, man. I was like, oh, this is what it's about. Send salams on my, Yeah, that was what it's about, man.
Yeah, you had to get in a certain spot, though, to feel that breeze.
Okay.
It's a certain place that you walk through and you feel that cool breeze.
And it was nice. It was nice, man. It was just the whole experience was you're in that area that Rasulullah loved, and the whole Hajj is you're reenacting, and you're in areas that these great people who submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala walked, and the whole thing's about submission, man. Started with Hazrat Ibrahim, and his family. And that's one thing I got from it, from the Hajj. It's about Iman, man. I got that, many, many lessons. And the whole world knows about y'all now. Our seniors, y'all was put on pinnacle, And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless y'all for y'all sacrifice and bringing us to this point, because without y'all adhering to Murshid Kamil, this would not have been possible. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forever bless you all. And I think we're being honored, y'all are honored. Like I told Honorable Sahib, I said this whole journey is just a culmination of everything that Abuji has given us. And you could see it on the world stage. You see all the Muslims, nobody has what we have. We look at our shortcomings, we just gotta work, we just gotta keep working together, being together, and just putting our little, it doesn't really mean nothing. Put all that petty stuff, it don't mean nothing in the overall scheme of things. It really, really doesn't. And we somehow get caught up in that. And it doesn't, I hope I didn't go off or anything, in the question. But that was you know, it was, you know, I encourage all. I remember I told Sal, Hajj Sal, I remember when he came back from Hajj, what, 4 or 5 years ago? I'll never forget, we was in the AQG building on the porch. As soon as he said, he said, "Now you need to make Hajj." Texting over there, he was like, "What's going on?" He said, "Oh, man, I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning." I said, "I'm out there." But that's how it is when you over there and you experienced it, and I know you just feel it. Yeah, and you know, we were in Arafat, and it rained, and they said it hadn't rained in over 40 years. It poured down raining like the rain we had here. Yeah, it poured down rain, and people was going off, man. They were going off. And I know for myself, on Arafat, I know personally for me, that's the most at ease I ever felt in my life, in comfort and peace. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, and remember the Sheikh kept saying, he said, "You should be happy where you are. You should be happy," and I was, man.
The most I felt at peace was in the Kaaba. And when I put my face on it.
Oh yeah.
What I really got from this whole thing, I understood the labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Because all this time I've been hearing that. But when I got there and I saw how the Sahaba, the steps that they went through, I was like, how could they even do it? Because at my age, it was hard. And I thought, man, no wonder they conquered the world, because what they had to do, we were riding. They were doing on foot. And I said, man, goodness, no wonder they did what they did. But they did just what the dua is. They labbaik Allahumma, I'm at your service, and they served. And I thought, I said, wow, Abu came with all these miracles, and we haven't done labbaik. That's what I got from Hajj. The fact that we kind of dropped the ball. This is not a woe is me type thing, but I'm just saying, that's what I got from it. Like, man, all of the things we've seen, why haven't we accomplished? Why haven't we accomplished it? Because if we had labbaik, Allahumma labbaik correctly, just like we saw the picture of the people climbing the Statue of Liberty, and Abu G was saying, this is your, but we didn't do it. We didn't submit. We didn't submit. And so, you know, that's standing with me even sitting here today. You know, we all saw things. You know, whatever we saw, we saw. But they submitted, and they had a dab. Impeccable adab. And if we want to get there, our dabs has to change. Because the people over there, seemed like everybody was constantly trying to make sure they were on their best foot the whole time. Like that's the only place Allah sees us. He sees us right here too. He sees us every time we move. It doesn't change because it's at the Kaaba. And all of these things was going through my head when I was in the Hajj. And the jihad is still mystifying me how they were able to do it. How they were able to come from Medina. We rode from Medina on a fast train in 8 hours. And then we did Hajj. They walked and did Hajj.
8 days.
Yeah.
8 days it took them to get to Mecca.
Yeah. 8 days. We gotta step it up. And my advice to the young people, they should make Hajj while they're young, so that they can understand what really labbaik means.
Remember the brother, he was saying that, he said, you know, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wa ni'mata lakal mulk la sharika lak. He said when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, told the angels that he is going to create, you know, mankind, and the angels questioned Allah because the jinns had already been on the earth and caused such havoc and bloodshed, and the angels were like, you know, they were kind of like what do you say, like like a little afraid.
Yeah, they didn't
Because they
feel good.
question Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what told them to bring up like to send a rock down, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them to say labaik Allahumma labaik, and to circumambulate the rock. You know, so this is why we do that.
Well, actually, I thought they did that on their own.
Well, they did it on their own. That's how they did it. That's how he
The
said it.
Malaika did it on their own.
And Allah was
And
pleased
Allah
with
was
it.
pleased with
Oh,
that.
okay, all right, okay.
Yeah,
So it's a significance to everything, you know. Yeah, yeah. That's something I thought that was interesting.
and then he had us to do it.
Yeah,
So this is why we do it.
and that's what we do it. Yeah. So it's great, man. You know.
We learned so many things over there, but it's hard to bring it up to just like right now. The things that we learned and experienced, at least for me,
Yeah.
it's very difficult. I probably maybe next week would know more.
Like
So
the
how was
privilege-
it in Stone and Shaitan? How was that experience?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
big deal. You know, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Stoning Shaitan, and it was a hardship getting there because the elevators that we were riding on broke down, so we had to walk up the steps.
It was hot. It was hot that day
It was
too.
116
I thought I was gonna
degrees.
faint when I first came out there, man. I was like, man, I had to dose myself. Some water. I was like, hold up, man, this is not gonna happen here, man. And then Allah just dosing myself with that water, man. It was a weird feeling, man.
Yeah.
It was hot, man.
People took big deal. People were serious about stoning Shaitan.
Yeah.
It was a big thing.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, that's
many-
about 5 stories, right? Like
Yeah,
trying to get
yeah,
it.
Yeah, we had to walk up to
Trying
the
to get
story.
it down the steps, yeah.
So it was a jihad. It was a jihad.
So did y'all make it to the Black Stone?
Oh yeah, I got it too, man.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
get the Black Stone.
I
I
was
didn't
too
really
close.
try that hard to get the Black Stone.
Okay.
I just wanted, but I got to the tower so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I said about that close from it, I was like, oh no, it's gonna happen. you start there, I said, man, I'm from 36th Street, man. I done had tougher hardships than this now. I'm gonna get that stone.
But we saw the woman that was
Oh yeah,
weak.
crazy.
God, this lady was on top of people, touching the stone. Surfing.
Oh
It was
man,
crazy.
she was wild out.
Anyone who's planning on going, the key to getting to the Black Stone is when you get to the unfinished corner. That's the corner before the Black Stone. People break out and try to come around to the stone. Don't move. Lay on the building. They will push you up to the stone.
Yeah.
I got to the stone every time. When I got to that corner, and they lift me off my feet and just rolled me right down to the stone. And they would ask me, how do you do it? I said, don't leave the building. Everybody was separated at the unfinished corner. And when I got around there and got to the unfinished corner, I just lay on the wall. And you lay there and the people will push you down. And I mean, literally my feet was off the ground. And they would carry me down to the stone. The stone go back around, get to that corner, lay on the building. And the people would take you there.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I was able to get to the stone every time I went around.
I know it was so many people there.
Yo.
That method, they wasn't there. There's so many people there now. That you can start there and before you know it, you
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's crazy. They
That's
get
how many
crazy around here.
They
Don't
say
they?
it's going to get more and more people coming there. Like it's 2.5 million
Yeah.
people there this year. And we were all there at Arafat. 2.5 million
Yeah, that's
people.
what
We
they
were
said.
all there together. A lot of people. And,
So how was Muzdalifah? When you came
Yeah, that
down
was
from
nice.
Arafat, it was nighttime.
Yeah,
Everybody
that
laying
was
on the
nice.
ground, right?
Yeah, that was nice because when we came back, we was at the train, right? We was on the train
Yeah,
first,
on the
right? And then we
train,
came down the escalators.
Yeah.
We come down the escalators, you know, and that's when everybody, you know, Hajj. Oh man, that was nice. That was they sprinkle, you know how they sprinkle the water on you. Oh man, that was nice, man. That was you feel like you accomplished something, man. Yeah, that was nice, man. Yeah, Musdalif, that's where you collect the stones at.
Right.
And you sleep under the sky that night. Yeah, and everybody sleep there. Ladies over there, you don't pay none of that stuff no attention, actually.
Yeah. Right next there. You're here, they're there.
Yeah. You know, on the other side, between the walk, all things crossing, separating you is the crossway. You know, you be like, you know, and you just under the sky, man. It's nice, man. Yeah. Then you leave. Then we went back to Medina, right? And everybody got sick, that man. Yeah. Mina's like 4 days. That's the days of Hajj. You go, each day you stone. You do stonings. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Yeah. You know, we got the visit. Y'all like the ladies visit Hujjaj, right? The Hujjaj, the Hajj, the Umar ladies, right? Yeah. I got some dirt. I got some dirt. Hujjaj, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
He went to another masjid or something.
Yeah, Kubra. Yeah, that's the first masjid with a camel meal there.
Yeah, we were there, man. That was nice. It was nice there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful masjid. And we went to Masjid Qiblatain, and never knew the history. I always thought that Rasulullah was making salat in Masjid Qiblatain when the ayat came down. But he was in his masjid, and it was Asa. And one of the Sahabas came, it's about 5 miles from Masjid Qiblatain. I didn't know Islam had spread that far. And one of the Sahaba, radiallahu, had actually carried the message by Maghrib. And, you know, I swear by Allah, the ayat has come. You know, the Qibla has been changed, you know. And, you know, like Abu Saleem said, what we have to get back to, man, the bait, hey, you know what I'm saying? In line. You know what I'm saying? Say Rasulullah never made salat there. Qiblatain. And they say the Wahhabis are trying to take that out of the Torah thing to do with Rasulullah. Yeah. They're destroying everything, man. You know, the brother was telling us that you might see a stick in the ground. Like we seen a stick that was where Hazrat Ismail was to be zabihad at. And he said, that's the stick right there. You know, they destroying everything, man. And they got a museum now. They got a museum now, and one of the families, a couple asked, said, shouldn't they have preserved maybe at least a mile around the Kaaba? Oh, no, brother, shirk. We're saving the Umar from shirk. He said, you can't stop that. You know, some people stop and they begin to worship, man. That's their excuse. Them Saudis or something, man. You know, I may do Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala restore the house to Bani Hashim.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, inshallah.
They got plenty of room.
You know, they got, only person they got, you know, the gate that you go into, the main gate is King Abdulaziz. I told the brother, I said, yeah, he probably did a lot for Islam, didn't he? And the only one they recognize is Hazrat Uthman, you know, because he, you know, we know he's Bani Umayyah. It's probably nothing to do with Deen, but he's Bani Umayyah. The Kaaba, when you first set your eye on it, it's unbelievable, man. Oh, man. Ain't it, Sal? Yeah, you see it. It's real, man. It's there.
You pass out.
So did y'all make Juma?
Man,
Oh,
so I didn't go into the area. Yeah. On the only major salat we made it was on the Tawaf. We made Asa there. Yeah. And the brother, he got us out of there, didn't he, man? Because everything was closed. You know, everybody's come from Maghrib. Everything was closed off, man.
Right.
And we was like, how are we going to get out of here, man? He could speak a little Arabic. He could speak Arabic. And he just was like, man, just keep moving, you know? Yeah. He got us out of there. He's like, oh, it's amazing how we got out of there, man, you know?
Actually, the lost us throughout our whole time we were there. As soon as we got to Medina, he came and sat at the table and wanted to know the story of the African American Muslims. But from from that point on, he stayed with us and guided us and helped us out. He's from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Did he have,
His mother was born in
came,
Lahore.
he had no signs of travel on him?
Yeah, no, he was good.
He's a rusty. Check it.
No, he probably was sick. He probably was sick.
Yeah.
That's what things just upset. I guess when I was there, talking to him, he said, be careful what you say. Be careful how you treat people. So because the people that you're seeing, the people that are there with you, these are wild things. You don't know who they are.
Yeah. Because we was at the Kaaba when we went there for the final tawaf, and we got there early, and we were just sitting there making dua. There's a brother from Bangladesh next to us, right? And we just sitting there, and the Kaaba's right at view, and he was like, the Imam is alive, he's in there. I was like, I don't know who this brother is. We're in Mecca, so I would watch what I say. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, Imam Mahdi, right? Yeah, and he wanted to make a wudu, and so he came by, but he wanted the water to make sure it hit the drain. I don't know who that brother was neither. Ain't waste no water, and the water went right in the drain. He wanted to make the wudu right there where the water would go in the drain and not spill on the ground.
Yeah, I had a similar experience, but mine was more like the brother. I was just getting to the Haram, Kaaba area, and his brother just came out of nowhere with his family and said to me, I was told to come and shake your hand. So, okay, because I was really concerned about my Hajj. Because, I really thought, like, oh man, Hajj is such a jihad. Am I really performing Hajj? Because I was sick a lot of times, and we were just going through so many things. But that brother made me feel real good. I guess Allah made me feel better because he sent him to me to welcome me there. And I said, okay.
And then remember that the couple that walked by with the baby, and you was there and I was there, and the little baby seeing Abu Saleem is here.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You see that? I said, I seen him, man.
Little bright baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some experiences. Hajj. Sadiq, you wasn't here when we told you young people you should make Hajj while you're young.
Yeah.
Strive to make it while you're young, And take your wife.
Yeah, it was something, I seen, like I saw Auntie Heidi yesterday, I seen her over there, I seen Amir Mariam over there. We seen our people over there, Oh my God, getting it in, Just, just, them ladies was something else, man. Elderly ladies, man, moving.
Yeah, I was impressed, sure.
Well, yeah, just to let everybody know, and on the Eid, a rainbow appeared. And then there's a rainbow. Nobody's seen it but me and Abu Saleem and another guy. All these people there.
Wow.
Yeah, I came out the tent. I was like, wow, rainbow. And Abu Saleem was over here in the corner just chilling. I see it. Then the guy, brother next to me, he said, this means something, brother. This is significance. Everybody else just walking by, don't see nothing.
Yes.
It is right there, man. Then we told Sheikh, he said, this is not good, brother. He said, it's going to get cold and it's going to rain. And I was like, okay.
He said,
Okay, Sheikh of Sharia. That's okay. He is good, though. You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't cold one night. Burning up hot.
Ain't rain or nothing. Yeah.
So what was it like when you got off the plane, they get on the bus, you get to Medina, you can't really see the there's also some, otherwise you can't see it, as you getting there, you come around the corner and you go in and boom, you see this green dome, right?
Yeah,
and it freeze, right? Like, so what was that?
Yeah, that was, it it was just peaceful, man.
It was.
You know,
It was
yeah.
When you first
Yeah.
saw it, when you first like, this is the picture you've been looking at.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
all
it
your
was
life.
peaceful. It was peaceful. Yeah, it was peaceful, man. You know, Medina is all about peace, man. Love. Oh my God.
It
You
was
want
very
to get
calm.
back there, man. Yeah.
Very calm in Medina. You know, it's nice.
And tell me about the brother, like one of the sheikhs, you know, one of the guys. He was like, when he was speaking when we were in Medina, you would think he had no respect for Hajj. He was like, you gonna respect Medina. You are gonna respect the reason of creation. You know, and I mean, he was like, you gonna get over there to that rally, brothers.
Wow.
You gonna pay your respect while you here. Oh man, you may die tonight. You might not even make it to Mecca. He was like, that brother was like, yeah, yeah. And we heard more of the story of like, you ever hear about the brother who urinated in the masjid?
Yeah.
You know, the urinated in the masjid. We heard the full story. It said that he urinated in the masjid. Of course, the Sahaba was ready to, you know, deal with the brother. So Rasulullah said, "Sam, bring him to me." So he brought it to him. He said, "Why did you do that?" You know.
He said, wait until he finishes.
Yeah, okay. And then he said, "Bring him to me," right? He said, "From the time that I heard about you, Rasulullah, he said, I did not want to die before I met you." He said, "On my journey here, I refused to stop, even to relieve myself." You know, man, that was something. He said, "And when I met you and I took my shahada," you know, they were Bedouins. He said, "I thought it was fitting to relieve myself." He refused to stop on it. He was like, his goal was, I got. Yeah, so I was like, man, that was like beautiful. The brother told that story. You know, he was like putting that love for Rasulullah in your heart, man. He was like, you know, and like they told him, don't be a miser. Say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, because nobody, none of the Muslim world. None of the Muslim world. 10% of the people, man, maybe, and that might be stretching it. You know, it's something.
The difference between when I went in '75 is drastic. We could go, we went right up to the cage with the students. So there was no barriers. It was like me here, and I could go up as close to that wall as I wanted to. And I stood right there.
You could see his grave, you could see the grave.
They had a curtain.
Okay.
Curtain inside, but there was no barrier. There was nothing you had to go through and you could walk right up there to
Oh,
it.
man.
The area that's descend to Jannah, you know, where everybody try to get to.
Yeah.
You walk right over to it. People will be in there, but you could get over there.
Right.
Everything. When I'm listening to you all that stuff to check. There was no 5 stories to climb, stone to shade. See what I'm saying? It was everything was right there on the level, and you threw down at it. See what I'm saying? On the you know, but they had buses going between Mecca, Medina, Muzdalifah, Arafat, but we walked the whole thing. See what I'm saying? From each station, we walked it. That's why I say go when you're young. Because I was young then in '75.
That's what I said. That's why I said.
And we walked the whole thing there and back. You know what I'm saying? We said we're not catching no bus. You know, and we walked every station. And it was like you were in a vehicle. We were doing the bake, and we were going through, and the people were parked. It was 11 of us, Amrikis. And these Yemenis people joined us. And we were going, and the crowd just opened up. We just go straight on through. It was like riding, even though we were walking. You know what I'm saying? And all of these things, all of them, it was different. I know with me to walk through those places. See what I'm saying? You go through the streets, other people go through the little town. When you're going through the towns and the people right there. See what I'm saying? That always stuck in my mind. Like I say, when you go to the Kaaba, and they say you keep your head down until you come into the vicinity. And when you look up and you see the Kaaba, so you make your dua for whatever you want. When you see the Kaaba, you raise your hand, you make your dua, and you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what you want. See what I'm saying? And that was, a lot of those places were there. Just like where, you said Hujjaj, right? They had it fenced off, right? How's about Hamza?
Oh yeah, that's fenced off.
still
That's fenced
fenced
off.
off.
We could walk right up to him.
Yeah, man.
During then, there was no barriers.
Yeah,
We walked right up to, just like we do it at our gravesite.
yeah.
See what I'm saying? They had a border around it, but you could walk right up there to it. How's about Hamza? He was in the first one, and it was like in Salat. Did y'all see it?
What's that?
Where he was buried single.
We couldn't see it.
Yeah, we just
We
put
couldn't-
just
Oh.
put this in. Oh, the other martyrs were here too?
Yeah, it's all 72 is there.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
he's in one in front,
Yeah.
and then the rest of them are in an area behind. It's like Salat line.
Okay.
He was like the imam, and the rest of the other ones
Okay.
were all buried in the
Okay.
background. We were right up there, right there at him. See what I'm saying? They've changed all that. See what I'm saying? When we were out there, that's how they had him. He's by himself in the front, and then the rest of them are in the back, and they were all together. And when you look at it, it was like they were in Salat. It was like the Salat line. He was the imam, and the rest of them were the congregation.
How was Safar tomorrow? How was
Yeah, you know, it's just air conditioning. You know.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying is that in regards to the volume of people and
Yeah,
first visit.
they got like what 4 levels. I think I went to the 3rd level. That was kind of like not really too crowded. Yeah,
It's 4 levels because there's so many people.
yeah.
You'll be there all day
Yeah.
trying to do your selling.
And what do you would say? You would say Southward tomorrow was probably from the top of the road to maybe Mariam.
It's not quite that
Not
far.
quite
Not that far. Okay.
Not quite that far.
Okay.
No, that's twice.
Okay, to the
That's
To the Holy Conquer.
To the
yeah,
Conquer.
maybe to
To
the
the
Conquer.
Holy
yeah,
Conquer
yeah,
road, to the Holy
Holy
Conquer.
Conquer road to
Okay.
about the Holy Conquer. And then you go back. Yeah. Man.
It's tougher because, but a lot of the elderly people were doing carts and they were being driven, or, alhamdulillah, that they could do that because it was kind of rough. It's still rough for if you're elderly, trying to do those 7. It's not easy.
I know one brother, he went to Hajj walking, but he came back in a wheelchair. It's real. It's real.
Yeah, I knew I had to adopt a walking method to make it, because I thought about the way Rasulullah walked, how he walked up the hill, and I started walking like that because when at number 3, I didn't think I was going to make the rest of the way. And then I started walking with that little bounce, and I was able to make it. Actually, I had a lot of energy when I finished.
Rejuvenated.
Yeah, I felt rejuvenated because it was a style, the way he walks. So now he walks like he's stepping, off the hill. And if you do that, you'll find out you'll be able to walk and move a lot quicker.
Like you saying about, when you get there, I was thinking about the gratitude. How ungrateful we be. And I'm sitting there thinking that, and here comes a brother coming in, big brother, and he's holding his brother in his arms. Got his hands like this, and he's holding him up. The brother has no arms, no shoulders, no legs. Only thing he is a torso. He makes the tawaf with him, then he sit him down, and he did this a lot. His head like this, and I'm watching him. Seeing yellow, biggest smile on his face.
Happy,
See what I'm saying? He like he had no care in the world. Everybody had to do everything for him. I mean, he had no hands, no arms. Just like the shoulders were gone, the legs were gone. He was just a torso, and he was just this big smile on his face. And I looked at him and I said, "And I got something to complain about." You see what I'm saying? And it hit my head. It was like, you got something to complain about? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed me him. And I'm saying, yo, what? And it changed. And like I say, those type of things. One brother came in, he had one of his legs was like withered, you know. So he come in and watch it. He's on one leg. He takes the other one, he puts it up across it, and he's making this voodoo. I'm looking at him saying, what? He took his withered leg and put it on top of his other leg. He's on one foot, and he's making this voodoo just as happy. I'm looking at this saying, yo, Lord, we don't know how blessed we are. We look at our things, and it's people that be coming there that's in all kind of conditions, but they don't let it stop them. See what I'm saying? And like I said, when you get to Medina, with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's a whole nother thing. We spent 5 days there, and they say that if you make 40 salats there, by the Iqamah, you have to be there by the Iqamah before they talk beer. And they all the bark, and it's a whole list of it. And we were there for 5 days, so to be able to, because if you miss one, you got to start over. You have to be there on time. See what I'm saying? To make those 40 salats. And alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? That was, but I'm saying the thing that they have changed. So I didn't know that y'all couldn't get to the models of Hujjaj. During that time, we could walk right up there to, they just had a brick barrier around it. We could walk right up to the edge of the barrier. Alhamdulillah, like I said, if you can make it, make it.
Yes,
I mean, that's the greatest experience I know that I've had in my life.
Yeah, I know one time, the family that I met when I was there, family from California, the older brother, remind me of, the older brother. And he was telling me in the hotel, he said, my entire life I've been trying to make Hajj. And he said, the only thing I want to do is touch the Kaaba. I said, that's all I want to do. If I could just touch the Kaaba, my life has been fulfilled. And this dude is, he's very well off, very rich man. And so we doing Tawaf, and I was with his son. And so as we doing Tawaf, we're going around Tawaf, and so we got to right before the black stone area. So you're fighting to get in there. You're fighting to get to the wall. But once you get to the wall, you're there, right?
No.
So we fight to get to the wall. I get to the wall, so I'm like making door. Everybody's crying and screaming and yelling. And so when I look back, I see the brother getting like carried away, because if you don't make your move, they're just gonna take you on somewhere, right? So he's getting carried off, floated over. So I grab his arm and I pull on him. When I pulled him, he hit the wall. Face first on the Kaaba, and he stayed there, and he was finished, And so when we left, he tells me, he says, from now on, he said, you have my number, you're my best friend for life. So,
yeah, that's great, man.
It's amazing, everybody has the same vibe. Everybody has the same intention, 2 million people got the same, trying to do the same thing. Everybody on the same place and same love.
That's good.
Good fight.
Yeah, right. One love, right.
اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى ال سيدنا مولانا محمد واصحاب سيدنا مولانا محمد وذريات سيدنا مولانا محمد واهل بيت سيدنا مولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه بنور أرشه محمد وآله أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.